It's the end of another tumultuous year for Zimbabweans which, like 2020 that ended with the peak of a third wave and new Delta variant, is ending with a surging fourth wave under a new variant, Omicron. And so lives and livelihoods in Zim are threatened, as the new year beckons. With the exodus of some 2,000 specialized health workers who have left the country in search of greener pastures, due to deteriorated working and political conditions, the readiness of Zim's healthcare system to deal with the highly transmissible Omicron is in serious doubt. Even more disquieting is the ill-preparedness of Zimbabweans to deal with the deteriorated political conditions in the country. With 100 days before the by-elections and 18 months before the 2023 elections, 2021 is ending with no respite on the horizon for ordinary people. The one major reason why Zimbabweans as a body politic are ill-prepared to deal with the country's deteriorated political conditions is because they're balkanized by the politics of affection, driven by principles over principles, wherein personalities always trump ideas. As a telling example of the toxic tragedy of Zimbabwe's politics of affection today, last week I found myself in the ire of cultic anger after I dared challenge the wisdom of the $120,000 GoFundMe for a VIP bulletproof car for Nelson Chamisa. The angry and cultic response to my tweet was fast and furious, from the usual thoughtless trolls and their usual cultic leaders. Notably, the trolls did not offer much of an argument nor really want me to explain myself. All they were about was to demonize me as a person. As the angry reaction to my tweet reached a tipping point, I tried to cool things down by explaining, not the substantive reasons behind my $120,000 GoFundMe tweet, but the purpose of the tweet as a conditional proposition. My attempt to cool things down met with intensified scorn, as the bishop of the MDC ZZ cult labeled me Anadai Madai, and churned out a rambling essay that sought to sanitize Mnangagwa's military coup by diagnosing its G40 victims as diseased with loss of power. It is settled old age village wisdom that if a bumpkin, reputed as ZZ Rizenanayenga, paper tiger, snatches your clothes while you're bathing by the riverside and runs away with them, don't run after the bumpkin to retrieve your clothes. Continue bathing, help will come. Resultantly, I left the ZZ cult to self-indulge, as it engaged in mutual admiration with its bishop. Yet, the issues have not gone away. It's never enough for cacophonic epithets of a cult, no matter how loud or connected, to bury substantive issues. So here we are, in the public interest of promoting informed, inclusive, evidence-based and open-ended public discourse, even if or where disagreements persist, it's important to forge mutual understanding based on what is said, not who says it. So here is what my GoFundMe tweet meant. On the MDCA's priorities, it's common cause that the party is in dire straits: no office, no budget, no party workers, no cars with party logos out there, no visible nationwide party activity, therefore basically no institutional capacity, and no administrative support. Objectively speaking, it's irrational for a party with no institutional capacity and in desperate need for administrative support, within the calendar cycle of a general election, to prioritize the purchase of a VIP bulletproof car for its leader. It puts off real donors. The defense of the $120,000 GoFundMe for the VIP car on grounds that he who pays the piper calls the tune is scandalous and endangers political party financing by citizens. Worse, it creates parallel centers of power and may threaten national security. Citizen or contributor-based funding for political parties or campaigns is not new, it's common around the world. But the party doing it must own and lead the process, account for the identity of contributors and for the funds, to safeguard the party's interests and the law. The violent and highly personalized MDCA reaction to my questions about the $120,000 GoFund saga brings back this thought-provoking tweet posted last August by @GlenPenny. https://t://cont62use. Indeed, immaturity, irrationality, and intolerance now rule the MDCA base. Clearly, @GlenPenny was right. The behavior of the loquacious base of the MDCA, which has lawyers, is antithetical to the party's self-image of a constitutional and rights-based party. See what the MDCA cult has been begging Mnangagwa to do. MDCA's cultists are cozy with Ed Mnangagwa as Klansman. In Ed's biography, Eddie Cross narrates this as Ed's 18-year quest to grab power even by coups under a Weather alliance. Cross confirms that Ed and Changarai agreed on a military coup in 2014, but disagreed on a GNU. Moyo dumped Chamisa. Like their Ed Klansman MDCA cultists lie that G40 were the power behind Mugabe. They lie to vilify persons they hate but don't back up their lie. Yet Ed Cross has since confirmed that Ed, the key Klansman of MDCA cultists, was the power and force behind Mugabe's rule. Zim's key political players today are 2 ZANU-PF factions, MDC-A, MDC-T, Deep State. The untold truth about these players is that the two MDCs are byproducts of the coup. MDC-A is ED's pre-coup coalition partner and MDC-T is ED's post-coup government partner. The rest is history.
Since the coup, the public sphere has been depoliticized and the public, i.e., electorate, has disengaged.
This has given rise to digital platforms that are disconnected from the people, who have disengaged. Only ZANU-PF MPs and the Deep State remain connected with the people.
Since the coup, the public sphere has been depoliticized and the public, i.e., electorate, has disengaged.
This has given rise to digital platforms that are disconnected from the people, who have disengaged. Only ZANU-PF MPs and the Deep State remain connected with the people. Changarai's MDC is history, as is Mugabe's ZANU-PF. They become fatal factions. Only the Deep State remains standing. Efforts to mobilize voters under personalized hashtags, such as